Hi, I am going to be doing my persuasive speech for week 12 finals. I did my persuasive speech on trying to persuade everyone in the audience to help find a cure for diabetes. I have a loved one. My wife has diabetes, type 1 diabetes, and it's very hard to see her struggle on a daily basis with this disease. Did you know that each year 15,000 children and 15,000 adults, approximately 80 people per day, are diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in the U.S.? Diabetes is the leading cause of new cases of blindness among adults aged 20 to 74 years. Heart disease was noted on 68% of diabetes-related death certificates among people aged 65 in 2004. The risk for stroke is 2 to 4 times higher among people with diabetes. This is a very, very scary thing. About 60 to 70% of people with diabetes have mild to severe forms of nervous system damage. They have impaired sensation or pain in the feet or their hands at all times, slow digestion of food in the stomach, carpal tunnel syndrome, erectile dysfunction, and other nerve problems. More than 60% of non-autonomic lower limb amputations occur in people with diabetes. Health effects of diabetes has not proved or has no proven cause. There is no telling who will get the disease, but 1 in every 400 people will get type 1 diabetes. Certain triggers that are predispose people to get the disease are cold weather, viruses, and their eating diet, the way that they eat. That definitely triggers diabetics and being, diagnosed with this disease. Harvard stem cell researchers today announced that they have made a giant leap forward in the quest to find a truly effective treatment for type 1 diabetes, a condition that affects an estimated 3 million Americans at a cost of $15 billion annually. This is such an expensive disease. I know that my wife has her insulin bottle just for one is $30, needles $30, and she has to get this 2 to 3 times a month, so the price definitely adds up. With human embryonic stem cells as a starting point, the scientists are for the first time able to produce in the kind of massive quantities needed for cell transplantation and pharmaceutical purposes, human insulating producing beta cells equivalent in most every way to normally functioning beta cells. I have quite a few ways to contribute to, help find a cure for diabetes. One way is to raise your voice for the artificial pancreas campaign. Now, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is weighing whether to give the go-ahead for more research on a revolutionary artificial pancreas. This is a device that would dramatically improve the lives of people with type 1 diabetes by automatically monitoring blood sugar levels and releasing the appropriate amount of insulin. You write your local congressional representative to ask them to support the measure and sign and circulate the JDRF petition to the FDA. Walk for the cure. Find a JDRF. JDRF just stands for juvenile diabetes, walk in your area, or browse the Global Diabetes Walks list of international walk locations for November of 2014, which is now over, but November of each year is the National Diabetes Month. Which is, and November 14th is World Diabetes Day as well. Participate in a diabetes clinical trial. These trials are crucial because it is through them that the cure for type 1 diabetes will ultimately be discovered. If you have type 1 diabetes, you may be eligible to enroll in a diabetes clinical trial. This is, I believe, is a great idea due to the simple fact that if we get more people to do the clinical trial, there will be so much more information and so much more evidence to help the next person who is diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. You can also donate to the diabetes cause. Most straightforward way to make a difference in diabetes research is by making cash donations and stock gifts. You can contact the American Diabetes Foundation, the JDRF, or Joslin Diabetes Center. And then lastly, you can educate yourself about diabetes. November is Diabetes Awareness Month. It educates oneself about type 1 diabetes and how it may be the most important step you can take toward finding a cure. And I got this source from the Type 1 Diabetes Center. Finding a cure for diabetes is such a huge thing, and I feel that the more people that we get involved, the more people that we educate about finding a cure for diabetes is just going to be such a change in the lives of people who now have diabetes. The the massive amounts of evidence that we're going to collect from people who do the clinical trials, who give cash donations so that we can continue to do these trials is just such a great cause. And I just hope that with my speech today, I have persuaded you a bit more, as you know, to try to help find a cure for diabetes, try to help find a cure for loved ones such as my wife, who has to live with this disease for the rest of her life.